Welcome to GG Gauntlet. It's going to be a short episode for today, but boy, do we have a topic for you. Only one topic for today.
What?
Did you not see the game?
Yeah, you woke me up for that. I remember.
I did. Well, so today we're talking about TNC Pro Team, the first Filipino team to ever qualify for TI, not counting Mineski's invite in 2011.
Technically.
Yeah, technically, right. This time they qualified for TI.
Yeah.
In a really competitive TI, and they just made top 8.
History has been made.
History has been.
Has it?
History has its eyes on TNC
Yes.
Pro Team because not only did they secure $500,000
Oh boy.
by making the top 8,
Oh boy.
they've also managed to sweep the best team in Dota 2 today.
Yeah, and the
OG
overall
Dota.
favorites.
The overall,
To
exactly.
win the entire thing.
The overall favorites, OG Dota, have been eliminated from the International 6
In a sweep.
in a sweep, and that's including the world's best player right now.
Like that. Oh,
Miracle.
You could say it was a miracle that they beat
Oh
him.
god, alright, we're gonna do this. So, we watched the game very early in the morning. I slept here in the studio to watch the games. I woke him up by just screaming everywhere.
I thought something was on fire.
Well,
actually.
something was, you might say something was lit,
It was lit.
right? I'm sorry.
AF.
I'm very sorry. So, we have lots to talk about. Marco, why don't you start us off, man?
Alright, man. Okay, so first of all, what you have to know about TNC is it was a rough road getting to TI in the first place. I mean, we all know about the visa issues. We've talked about it on the show before.
Exactly. We'll probably link the episode somewhere
Somewhere in the post.
somewhere in the post.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, barely made it. You actually went with them to the embassy.
That is true. We went with the team, both Execration and TNC Pro Team. We went with them to the embassy to pick up their passports, and the day after that was their flight.
Yep,
So it was crunch time.
cutting it a little close there.
I mean, and the team didn't have a lot of time to prepare too, because in the middle of all of that,
Yeah,
they had to appear at the embassy multiple times, and that meant no practice time, no nothing.
yeah, and that's very important for a team like TNC because, I mean, they are all skilled players in their own right, but that's not the thing they value the most, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
definitely
that's
the
true.
attitude
It is.
and the overall team synergy.
That's true. I mean, they do have that one rule, right? So, for people who don't know, TNC Pro Team built a little over a year ago now.
Mhm.
They have one rule on the team, which is it's
You don't talk about it. No, wait.
no. Different team, but they have one rule where they say that you cannot be removed from TNC Pro Team just because you are a poorly performing player or a bad player, right? You will be removed if you have discipline problems, if you're not a hard worker. That's what gets you removed.
Don't be sassing TNC is what it is.
Yeah, so it's a team that clearly values rigid work ethics.
Yeah.
And so having them just deal with the stress of visas, I mean, a lot of people were discounting that. Yeah, it's good that they got their
Yeah,
visas
the
on time.
participation prize is
Exactly.
all some people were expecting.
Right, but this team wouldn't quit. I mean, they've been perennial end bosses,
Yeah.
right? Just qualifiers left and right, but never getting to that LAN until Demon came.
Oh,
So it is going to be, it's an amazing story. So just to highlight that story, right? We'll see that in game 2 between OG and MVP. You saw the teamwork just coming out. It was a game where TNC won game 1
yeah.
in impressive fashion.
In almost unbelievable fashion.
Almost unbelievable fashion.
No one would have expected it.
Yeah, the win was very reminiscent of how MVP beat OG to put them in the path of TNC in the first place.
Which is something you did call, by the way.
Well, I mean, you follow these teams enough, you see that there are win conditions that are available to them, right? So, what I want to highlight right now is the play between Raven and Sam H from TNC.
Yeah.
Right. So you have Miracle making his way around the map on his Ember Spirit, scoring a lot of early game kills,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was already discounting. Oh well, this is OG back in form. They're about to put people in retirement. They're about
Yeah.
to body some fools.
Who would bet against the 9K MMR,
Exactly.
right?
Who would bet against Miracle? Miracle split pushes, goes to top lane, but is surprised by Sam H on the 0 and 4 Faceless Void.
From out of nowhere.
From out of nowhere, buys a Shadow Blade, surprises him with a surprise Chronosphere, and right as the Chronosphere dissolves, Raven on the drop, yeah, exactly, comes in from bottom lane, drops the silence before the chrono was over.
Yeah, perfect layering.
Perfect layering, and DPS is on top. I mean, Sam H in this game, what a hero. Again, just if he doesn't have kills, it doesn't matter. You know, in the Philippines we have a saying, I see 0 when you end the game without a kill. But man, did he deliver the Chronospheres that game, and ultimately put OG away by himself. So it's been an amazing run for this team. A lot of dynamics showed up. For example, Demon and AU, the dual captain setup.
Oh yeah.
AU calling the early game, Demon calling the late game. You had Raven stepping up. What a player. Sam H again, and Cuckoo. Man, we gotta talk about Cuckoo from Mineski making it to TI before the rest of Mineski. I know you have a lot of opinions on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm the one who said it. Definitely not, but you know, it's TNC doing in 1 year what it took.
Yeah, that's true.
What Mineski has been trying to do for years.
Exactly. Well,
just years.
I mean, I think was that a quote that was floating around social media.
Well, it will be now.
It will be now. Well, that's also you savage person. But yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful story. You know, Manila Major.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So TNC, right at the qualifier, knocked out by Mineski, who didn't perform at the major.
Well, they went up against Alliance.
Okay, we'll just say that.
Right, they went up against Alliance on the first round of the lower bracket.
Yeah, but when it came to the TI qualifiers,
right, TNC
just zoom past.
Just annihilated people.
Everyone
from the open qualifiers to boot, right? Because that was when they picked up Demon.
Yeah,
they could have been invited once again. They could have been invited. Happened in Manila Major. They could have been invited, but they picked up Cuckoo. Went through the opens.
Again, it just shows that their commitment to having the right players together.
Exactly.
Right?
They don't mind getting, or losing the invite status. Yeah, the slot, the invite status. So it's been a redemptive quest.
Yeah.
For this team. I think finally we do have to talk about TNC and their relationship with the rivals. The rivals and the biggest allies in Southeast Asia.
The biggest ally. Yeah, of similar style.
Of similar style, that's true. MVP Phoenix, who put OG directly into the path of TNC to begin with, right?
Yeah.
That was well, I know you watched you watched that one with. You were just glued to the to the screen for that fight.
You weren't here for
Yeah,
me
I
to
wasn't
wake you
here.
up, but
Exactly.
I would have.
MVP beat OG in the opening of the winners bracket.
Which, as you said, did prove that TNC had the similar tools to take down OG.
That is true. I think
If you can do it once, you can do it again.
Conceptually, both teams have very, very similar playstyles. Both teams scrim a lot with each other.
Yeah.
They're good friends with each other. A lot of the strategies get passed around with these teams.
So what you're saying is friendship.
Exactly.
Friendship won.
Friendship won this day against Friendship 2. It's not perfect system, but it did. So MVP, similar style with TNC. Of course, they have a more aggressive edge.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have QO, who's basically the assassin incarnate.
On that PA.
Exactly. On the PA, putting away OG, sending them to TNC. TNC, a different, again, same conceptual style, right?
Yeah.
Clean assassinations, early objective takes, right? For most people, they lump it with the term aggression, but let's call it what it is. It's just good Dota. It's beautiful Dota.
Calculated aggression.
It is very calculated aggression. So, I mean, there's going to be more to see for this TNC Pro Team. What do you think about their chances going forward?
I mean, if you can beat OG, you can definitely beat DC, right?
Right.
And see, that right there, that could have been a finals moment. Right?
That really is. I mean, Toby was as hyped as it, it was as if it was a finals moment.
Again, lit.
It was
Yeah.
it was a very, very emotional game too. We saw there was a Twitch video shared by Twitch.tv on Facebook that showed fans for TNC coming out, celebrating with the team.
Yeah, just ascending in the rapture.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's going to be a great experience. A grateful nation will be following this team, but for us over here, we will be following all of these teams.
Yeah, go Liquid.
At TI.
Go
Well,
Liquid.
okay, calm down, son.
Okay.
But, I mean, Liquid, for example, they have a very difficult path.
Yeah, every team they could potentially face.
Is
Really
a,
difficult.
Is a potential championship team. Right?
Yeah.
It's probably easier up there in the winners bracket.
Oh, yeah.
MVP, Wings, EG, and
Yo,
Evo.
doing the C-Deck thing.
Well, aggressive is there, so it's just basically aggressive doing the aggressive thing.
Yeah, it's caught in the loop every year.
Yeah, exactly. It's just Groundhog Day for him over and over again. So, how about we end it this way? Predictions.
All right. I'm going to go with another 2-0 because, I don't know, if you can beat a team like OG, what's Digital Chaos going to do?
All right. Well, Digital Chaos, they do have two former major champions, right? We and
Yes.
Misery, who must be just elated that they're still here. And they did just defeat LGD.
Maybe, you know what? They're probably also relieved that they don't have to fight OG.
That is also true. I'm pretty sure everyone in the tournament is thanking TNC
Yeah.
one way or another, right, for eliminating the 9K MMR Beast. So I'm going to go with 2-1. All right. So
All right.
so to be fair, to be clear, right? I went with OG
Yes,
against
you did.
TNC. I went 2-1, even though I knew that TNC and MVP had similar styles, and I went with MVP versus OG 2-1.
Yeah.
Right? And I had very, very simple, I feel reasonable reasons for that. I'm pretty sure no one can fault me for it because TNC did have to go through that interpersonal stress. So
Yeah.
um,
You would have been a god, though.
I would have been a god though, but that is not to be. So we will see
Yeah.
in a few hours when it comes back. So for us here at GG Gauntlet, stay tuned. We will be putting on more of these videos sooner rather than later.
Hopefully. No, definitely.
No, definitely. No, yeah, no quitter talk here. So we'll see you next time for the GG Gauntlet. I've been Pao and this has been Marco.
Hello. And goodbye.